Hello everyone, Connor Fermender here with Ocean Builders. Excited to be doing an unboxing of one of our next project releases. So we have one of our partners here, QC, QYSEA, QC, one of our new partners. They provide a handful of different subsea drones for a variety of use cases, some of them being for aquaculture, offshore wind farming, underwater photography and filming. And so we have a few of those use cases under our belts, and so we reached out to QC and they were kind enough to establish a partnership with us. It's going to be a continuous one where we will continue ordering some of these different subsea drones and then eventually scale out a fleet of them for a variety of use cases. Now what we like to call this particular drone, and I'm going to explain here in a second what we'll be using it for, what we'll be calling this is the ReefScan ROV. The ReefScan ROV. So it's technically called the QC 5-fish. I think they have, 5-fish right there. Underwater robot. It's the V6 model, so this is their V6 model. They have a few different models. Check them out, the V6S, V6 Expert, etc. But this is the 5-fish, and so what we're going to call it is the ReefScan ROV. Let's go ahead and bust this puppy open. All right. It's a little windy out here, so let's hope the flaps don't start flapping everywhere. That owner's manual looks like they gave us a sort of maybe this is a cover. This might be a cover. I think they got a cover for us. Stick that right there. Here we go. Let's open this thing up. Oh yeah, nice, nice. 6 thrusters, 360-degree omni-degree. Have a tough time saying that. It's got a pair of 4,000 lumen LEDs on the front. It's got a 12-megapixel camera on the front, 166-degree wide-angle lens. Can't forget the extra 6 in there. And really cool, actually, on the bottom. It's not there yet, but on the bottom, right there, we get to mount a GoPro camera. So we'll be filming with this front camera here. And then we'll also attach a GoPro on the bottom of this thing as well. Here, let me get on this side so you can see the box. Yeah, the cable goes in the back here. This thing is sweet. This thing is sweet. Let's get a kind of a close-up look of it. So here we go. Front camera right there, LED lights there. Bottom gets the sports camera. 6 thrusters, so it can move like this. It can move literally 360 degrees, just like that. And then on the back is where the tether goes for the cable, wraps around here for some extra security, and then trolls around like that. Let's see what else they got in here for our ReefScan ROV. Here's the GoPro mount. Set this down. Come on. There we go. Let's go ahead and put ReefScan back in the box, back in the foam, keep it safe. All right, now to the other accessories. Chargers, equipment. This looks like they gave us a couple extra thrusters. And some more charging equipment. All right, now here we go. Here's some of the other fun stuff I wanted to show you all. So this, actually I've not even taken this out yet. This, there we go, is the cable. So it's a 100-meter tether. It can go up to 100 meters deep. And this end right here connects to the actual ROV on the back of it. This is where it wraps around that kind of little extension that hangs in the top, and then this end plugs into the controller. This sits above the water, and then this is our 100-meter spool. Get 100 meters deep, 100 meter in length, whatever we want to take it out to. Go ahead and pop that back in there safely. This thing's got to travel with us. All right. Now coming over to the controller. Pretty neat controller. Kind of flips up like that. Stick your phone there. I'll kind of show you right here. Looks pretty sweet. So this flips all the way up. Got the controller there. A couple controls on this thing. Pretty sweet controller. Pretty sweet controller. Let's just plop this back on. Keep these safe until they are ready to be used. There we go. back in there nice and safe. There we go. And then the last item, the VR headset. So you actually, it looks like you slip the device in there, comes in like this, put the VR headset on, and you can control it like this. So you can submerge the actual ROV in the water. We'll be controlling it in the water. So some person can have the actual controller. I was just showing you the white controller, and then I could stick this VR headset on, open up the application, my 5-fish application, and then when I'm underwater, I can not only see what's underwater, I can see what the ROV sees, but I can actually control the ROV from this VR headset. So if I raise my head up, the camera will tilt up. If I go down, the camera tilts down. If I go to the right or the left, the camera will tilt that respective way. So really, really neat accessory, the VR. I'm stoked to use the VR. And that's it. That's what QC packed for us. So I'm stoked to try it out. So let's just recap a few things here. We got a 4K HD camera. We have 12 megapixels. We have a 160-degree wide-angle lens. Two 4,000 lumen LEDs. 6 degrees of freedom, which is, in my opinion, another way of just saying this thing can maneuver anywhere and everywhere. 100-meter depth rating, aka the 100-meter spool, also for length. 64 gigabyte storage. That's a good amount of storage. We can do some really great slow-mo, 240 frames per second. And yeah, some other neat depth holding. That's pretty cool. So we can submerge it to 50 meters deep, wherever we want it at, and then put the depth lock on it, and it'll hold itself at that depth. Very nice. Can move up to 3 knots, which is actually pretty quick. Pretty quick. We're stoked. We're super pumped. We're super pumped to use this, QC. We appreciate. Shout out to our friends Eddy, Ziyong, and William, our buddies over at QC. They got this thing here for us really quickly. We ordered this just a couple weeks ago, a week or so ago, and it got here pretty quick. So I'm stoked to use it. And one more cool note to just mention, because now I want to just take this unboxing video to a little bit more of a description of our use case. Maybe give a little bit of a sneak peek into what we're going to be doing. So one of the primary use cases for this ReefScan ROV is something we call, not just we call, it's called photogrammetry, photogrammetric mapping. It's essentially taking photos or film, stitching them together, as well as using a kind of a point cloud mesh within the software, which essentially just creates 3-dimensional layers to whatever you filmed, and then stitches that actual content together to recreate a 3-dimensional photorealistic map. And so I think that's where the origin of ReefScan came from. Is we are going to primarily use this thing to map coral reefs, both the reefs that we're restoring, reefs that some of our partners are restoring, and just to further map the seabeds and the reefs that are in the area where our sea pods and where our partners are active. And so we're going to be getting started on those photogrammetric maps here in the next few weeks or so, and then continue to kind of roll that out into some sort of full-scale partnership with some of our coral partners. We're working on something that we're calling the Coral Reef Collective, and part of this collective, if you would, is going to be providing a lot of data maps for research purposes for some of our academic partners, our nonprofit NGO partners, and so I think this ReefScan ROV is going to be a huge leg up, huge bonus in helping us get those quality photorealistic maps to really enhance the research collection. Yeah, we're pumped. We're stoked. I'm real cool about this. Not to mention the color. Not to mention the color. I dig the color. It's a greenish yellow green, very nice color. And yeah, so I think that's all. I think we'll cut it here for the unboxing video. We showed you the drone. We showed you the accessories. We showed you how it works. Talked a little bit about our partners at QC. Shouted out our 3 buddies, Eddy, William, and Ziyong. And we're excited to get a handful more of these. Start building out a fleet of these ROVs. And we also have some filming coming up, a couple of documentary and videographers coming down, and we're going to be able to use this for some underwater shots. So let's make this happen. Let's go do this thing. I'm excited. Cheers all. Have a good one. Connor from Eddy signing off with Ocean Builders.